quadratic formula to solve, we need to make sure we're starting out in standard form. So that means everything on one side, 0 on the other. So let's go ahead and subtract 5 from both sides so we can actually start. Negative x squared plus 4x minus 5 equals 0. If we identify our a, b, and c values, that's what we're going to plug into that big equation over there. So here our a value is a negative 1 from right there. Our b is 4, and our c is this negative 5. So when we look at our quadratic formula, it's going to give us our solutions for x. So x equals negative b, so it's a negative, and then our b value is a 4, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so 4 squared minus 4 times a, which is negative 1, times c, which is negative 5. And then this whole thing, oops, I went too far. There we go. And this whole thing is divided by 2 times our a, which is a negative 1. So doing some simplifying, this 4 squared under our radical is equal to 16. And here we have a negative 4 times negative 1, which is 4, times negative 5, which is a negative 20. So we have 16 minus 20, and 16 minus 20, so I'm just rewriting this, negative 4 plus or minus 16 minus 20 is negative 4, all over negative 2. So we've we've plugged in and simplified a little bit. We just need to make sure we've simplified everything we can. The first thing I notice is inside our radical we do have this negative, which tells me we're going to have to bring in the imaginary number. So the square root of a negative 4 is equal to I times the square root of 4. And since we know what the square root of 4 is, that's 2, we can say this is I times 2, or I would just say 2I. So we have negative 4 plus or minus 2I all over negative 2. And then at this point, we could look to see if we did our dividing by that negative 2, does anything simplify for us? So a negative 4 over a negative 2, this first one is going to be simplified. Plus or minus is 2I over negative 2. So finally our answer, this negative 4 divided by negative 2 is positive 2, plus or minus, and then this 2 divided by negative 2 is a negative 1, or just a negative I. So there's our final answer, 2 plus or minus a negative I.